Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cook all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Yo, what's up, everyone? And welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm, and today is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, and this is episode 193. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a show for you today? I am lucky to have this guy on now because a bubble is about to pop for this incredibly talented singer. Write it down now, people, because Josh Arce is up next. I had such a great time getting Josh's full story in this one, and I know y'all will enjoy it as much as I did. In 193, we got it all in and started by talking about his early inspirations and influences. Growing up, Josh was always surrounded by music and it played a huge role in who he is today. He picked up the guitar at 8 years old and started singing shortly after, and he was hooked. Josh joined a band in high school and fell in love with the energy of performing original music live. Although he loved rock, punk, and metal, he knew he had to switch directions and make his way into the pop music scene. The rest is history. Of course, he ran through the Josh Arce discography. Josh released his first original song, Something About You, in 2019 and hasn't slowed down since. It takes maybe 5 seconds into any of his songs to hear that he's really something special. It's like Bad Bunny meets Justin Timberlake meets Justin Bieber meets Bazzi. I mean, it's nuts. We talked about tracks like Tokyo Rain with Apollo XO, Phases, one of my personal favorites, What You Say with JakeShoreDrive, Get Over It, and of course his debut album, Late to the Party. Homie is talented. We also had a great conversation on the next phase for Josh. We got deep throughout this interview and talked about how his writing process has changed over the years. At first, he sang about what's considered to be hot, but now he rips it straight from the heart. Truly vulnerable songwriting. He's currently wrapping up his second album, Quarter Life Crisis, and he's never felt more confident about his music. I heard some unreleased after the interview. Woo, you all ain't ready! I really mean it when I say that Josh is up next. He's got an amazing team behind him, shout out Jesse, and he's so humble about his process. He's in it for the long haul and genuinely loves creating music. Very special talent. Much love and respect, my dude. Now let's let the people hear your story for themselves. This is episode 193 with Josh Arce. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? We are here in Chicago, Illinois, and I have a very special guest today. He goes by the name of Josh Arce. Let's go. Or should I say Arce? That's pretty good.
It was pretty good, man.
Arce. I rolled it too much.
You were close, though. Arce.
Arce.
Arce. That's how I say it when I was like, oh, how do you say your last name? I'd be like, my name is Joshua Arce.
I said you're like Bad Bunny, but that was a little bit of Antonio Banderas right there.
I try to tap into that, man.
Yeah?
I try my best.
Man, I got to tell you, it's so awesome to have you here. For any longtime listeners, this is not the first time they've heard your name. You know, you've collabed with Apollo XO.
Yes, sir, my boy.
Two-time guest of Sherman the Booth, JakeShoreDrive as well, and your name has definitely come up before.
Thank you.
So it's awesome to finally have you here.
Thank you,
We were hanging out with your manager, Jesse, before.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I'm honestly inspired by your guys' energy, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Likewise, though, you know, it's been a long time. We've been doing this for. It's closing in on 4 years that I've been doing a solo artist journey. I've met a lot of people, and you know, my whole life right now is basically consisted of people I met along this journey. But you know, none closer to me than my manager Jesse, and you know, man, it's when you look back on that whole journey, and you look on that whole period of time, you start to realize that that journey is really the beauty of it, you know. It's like,
absolutely,
it's like the essence of it, man. So
for sure,
yeah.
That's one thing that I kind of had to come to grips with. You know, I told you I was from Indiana.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who like electronic music, let alone house music, in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really even exposed to electronic music until I was a senior in high school by one friend.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then I went to IU where, I mean, the EDM boom was happening, but people weren't really playing it. You know, and then I came to Chicago and I'm like, holy shit, everybody loves dance music and music here.
Yeah.
And the friends that I was great friends with are still friends, right? But the people I've met in the music industry, it's like this instantaneous deep connection, dude.
I feel you, man. It's just like when you meet people who are of the same cloth as you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can have friends from like wherever you're from, Indiana, you know what I'm saying? Like I have my best friends I've been friends with from high school for like 10 years, you know what I'm saying? But there's still something so intimate about the people that I have met who do the same thing that I do, you know what I'm saying? I love those guys, but you know, it's like, it's just this like music, you become it. You become the music.
You do become it,
you know?
yeah. I mean, we're all on the same team. I believe this is a collaborative industry, although, of course, it is a competition to a certain extent.
Yeah, oh,
but
definitely, bro.
I think in the past year and a half, I've never seen more people in the music industry on all sides willing to help each other out.
Yeah, that's crazy that you mentioned that. It's a beautiful thing, man. And, you know, going back to like looking at it as a competition, I think like, you know, you look at your favorite sports, you look at your favorite players of every sport that you like. It's like those guys are good guys off the court. You know what I'm saying? But when they're on the court, it's like they want blood. You know what I'm saying?
It's go time.
It's go time, and I think that's a healthy thing. It's like a healthy competitive nature within music is just like, you know, having a competitive nature in any sport. So. And oftentimes you could use that as a vehicle to drive, like, you know, that fire in you, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I use that a lot too, man. Like, I love music, and, you know, I write a lot of love songs and stuff, but a lot of, like, the fire comes from just, like, this competitive, like, I want to win, you know.
You got to be hardworking, too.
You have to, man.
I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, not only because I love the NBA and his legacy, but I think everybody knows he is, without a doubt, one of the most hardworking people, period.
Yeah.
And I just saw a clip earlier today that I'd seen many times, but it's funny, you know, we're talking about this. He was practicing before a game, and they were playing a playoff game, and another player on the team was coming just to warm up, and he's like, oh, shit, Kobe's already in here, of course, right? Mm-hmm. And then he worked out really hard, like, for 2 hours, and Kobe was still there. And then Kobe dropped 40 on him that night, and he was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So he goes up to Kobe, and he's like, Kobe, I got to know, like, how do you do that? Like, you're working hard in practice. He's like, honestly, I saw you come in, and I wanted you to know that no matter how hard you work, I will work harder than you. And I got chills because, like, in the back of my mind, that's kind of my mentality. I don't want to be so cutthroat about this shit, but, like, I mean, you got to be willing to outwork people, man.
You have to be, man, and it's like, just like, you know, in competition, you admire people, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are artists that I admire that I really like. But at the same time, I want to be ahead of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be number one, like, you know, and it's as long as it's in a healthy spirit, as long as you're not trying to, like, you know, like, be weird and, like, shady to people. And other artists, it's fine, but, you know, so shout out to the artists that
are hustling and working hard.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So we got to get the full story of you today. Is this the first time you've done, like, a podcast interview, like a full in-depth?
Yeah, man, I usually...
Well, let's make it good, because, you know, Jesse paid good money for this, huh? Just kidding. I gave them White Claws, man. I'm in the fucking red. But we got to get the full story today, man.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Where are you originally from? Chicagoland guy, right?
I was born in Logan Square.
Logan Square? Oh, true Chicagoland.
Yeah, well, born and raised. This is my home.
I love that.
Forever.
That's awesome, man. Is your family still in the city, too?
Yeah, my family's still in the city. My family's from Puerto Rico. I'm first generation.
Dude, 2 Puerto Ricans in a row for me. I just had Metro on, too.
That's my guy, too, man.
I love Metro, bro.
Good dude. We spent a lot of time together, man. He's definitely, it's good to have a fellow Puerto Rican in the mix, you know.
He's the man.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out Metro.
He's such an OG, man. Shout out Metro.
I know. He'll never admit how fucking sick he is, but that's the type of guy he is.
Just an OG, man.
You got a big family then like him too?
Oh yeah. I got so it's like me, my mom, my dad, my brother. I got a couple nieces, but then it's like I got like 20, 30 people in Puerto Rico that just like that exist out there. But we're still, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's good, man. I love Puerto Rico. I used to go there a lot before COVID. My family has a house like literally in the middle of nowhere on the side of a mountain.
Oh my
God!
Like
acres of rainforest. So
it's beautiful there, isn't it?
Dude, man, it's paradise, bro. Like I would go there and bring my guitar when I was in high school. Just like I go spend the summer there, and I would just catch a vibe, man. Go explore in the rainforest, get bit by some unknown things. And
fuck, bro.
Pray that you make it.
That's not catching a vibe, dude. That's catching a disease.
Catching a snake, man.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cool, man. But yeah, it's and I love Puerto Rican food. I love just the culture of being a Puerto Rican, man. It's like it's in everything I do. It's that that flavor, man.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
I love Puerto Ricans and Hispanic cultures and Latin culture in general, man. It's awesome. And music is a core component
Absolutely.
of your guys' culture.
Absolutely. It's very big. Growing up, like, there's this thing in, like, the Hispanic communities. Like, every Saturday you would wake up as a kid and you would hear the music blasting at 8 a.m., the salsa, and you know that your mom was going to make you clean that day. So, like, I spent every Saturday. Yeah, man, all I wanted to do was, like, play Lego Batman and shit on Saturday mornings, but my mom used to blast the Celia Cruz and, you just wipe the windows down, bro. Like, that was it. But, subconsciously I was listening to that, it's like, that's where my like, I would say probably my first experiences with music came Saturday morning house cleaning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And from there is like, my mom put me onto a lot of good gospel and put me onto a lot of like, just the shit that she was playing. And that's kind of where like my love of certain songs came from.
Shout out to your mama.
Oh my God.
What's her name?
Cynthia.
Cynthia, we love you, Cynthia. Let him play
you.
Lego Batman, though. Come on.
Yeah, man.
It's a good game.
Just let me play, man. So, wiping the windows down.
No, we have to thank her, don't we?
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
Do you remember who, like, your first favorite artist was?
Yeah, I'll say, like, I heard In the Club when I was, like, 7. I was like, man, I want to be 50 Cent.
Same.
At the age of 7.
I listened to Many Men on the bus in 3rd grade, bro.
Man.
I thought I was hard as fuck.
You
The
learned
edited
3rd grade
version,
to fuck
too.
kids up, man. Man, walking into middle school.
Yeah.
Many men wish that
Never bomb me, yeah. I don't know what he's talking about, right?
It's real, though, man.
It is real.
If you liked hip-hop as a kid, you were a real one.
That's true, bro. The beats, man.
Yeah, I loved like hip hop growing up. That was like my first. I'm just saying, like, that's not my first favorite artist, but like that was like my first, like, oh my God, I want to be like that.
Right.
My first favorite artist was My Chemical Romance, man.
Oh.
That was like, it's one of the greatest rock bands.
You are hard, bro.
Yeah, another fan, bro. You see, it's like
my chem.
my MCR was like the best. G, like
We suck.
we do former scene kids, emo kids. I was the biggest scene kid, but like I remember, dude, YouTube. I was like I was 11, and just scrolling through music, listening to Hawthorne Heights, Escape the Fate, type shit. Like,
Oh, for sure.
You know.
How far into screamo did you go?
I was in a screamo band, dude. I
Oh.
used to scream and play like a black metal
So
band.
we're talking like Haste the Day, maybe even a level deeper.
In 2010, I was playing like the hardcore festivals.
Oh my
I was like
God.
13, in Chicago and the South Side.
You a guitar player?
Yeah.
You started playing like 8 years old, right? I read.
Yeah, around like 8 or 9. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Early on, man. It was my brother bought a guitar to impress the girls. My brother's 10 years older than me. Shout out Johnny, but he bought a guitar to impress women, and he played it one time and never picked it up again. But then I picked it up and I started impressing the girls.
Your family low key kind of got you into the music world, bro,
They did,
without
man.
even really intentionally doing it.
They did, man. Like I said, my brother was 10 years older than me, so you got an older sibling like that, man. You want to be cool like him.
Oh,
so
totally.
I remember he would pick me up from 2nd grade playing the worst music. Lil Wayne talking about drinking lean, shooting people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the stuff that it molds you, man.
It does.
It does, bro.
It does. That's awesome.
But yeah, man. My Chemical Romance. First time I seen Welcome to the Black Parade, I was like, I seen the dramatics of what they did. I seen like the costumes. I seen the way the music made me feel, like that big operatic rock kind of thing.
Right.
Really drew me to that. I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan. Pink Floyd. I
Awesome.
respect the shit out of the classics. So
Yeah.
hearing a band like that reminds me so much of Queen. It was like, man, nobody makes music like that anymore. So that was my first love.
Oh man, that's awesome.
MCR, baby.
And when did you actually start taking music seriously, like as a passion and a hobby? I mean, when did you realize you could sing?
I think, sheesh, man. I sang the national anthem when I was like 11 at my school for this like event. It was so bad, dude. It was like I forgot the lyrics. Just like a room full of parents, just like, go ahead, baby, you good. Keep going. I'm nervous as shit, Like, it was so bad, but like when I did that, I remember my parents were so proud of me. They told me I did a great job, and it was like I was on a high, man. And from that moment, I was like, I can sing.
Wow.
So I just worked at it, man. I practiced. I got a little mic in my room, and I YouTube every day, just trying to sing like my favorite singers.
Shout out YouTube University.
Seriously, man, YouTube will teach you any valuable skill you need to know. To be honest with you, like, I learned guitar from YouTube. I learned how to sing a lot of techniques from YouTube production.
Yep.
So if you're young Gen Zers and you guys got TikTok, they got all that shit on TikTok.
Bro, they are way beyond us. But
man, I sometimes look at the Gen Zs, man, and I'm like, how did
Bro.
happen, bro.
I can't even. That's a whole nother podcast interview for us.
Seriously.
I feel you, though. I mean, it's another level with that.
It is. I don't get it, man, but I need to get it, you know?
The YouTube world, though. But one thing that I've learned a lot from singers and just hearing about it is I think a lot of people think that you're born able to sing.
Yeah.
And maybe some are with that natural talent, but singing is a muscle that you work out, right?
Yeah, it's on the diaphragm. If
Yeah.
anybody who's taken like classes from like any professional, they'll always teach you to not sing from your throat, not to sing from your nose, but to sing from your diaphragm. And to breathe from there.
I'd be a good singer if I did that, I bet.
You would, bro.
I don't know about that, yeah.
we would write some songs together, man. It'd be sick.
Me and Jesse are starting a band, bro.
I heard, man.
My Chemical Cover.
I want to be in the band, dude. What? I want to play the triangle.
You can be our backup singer, dude, because I'm now singing from my diaphragm, so...
You can take lead. You can take lead. They would love that. You can take lead.
That's awesome. But you obviously, like, loved it and then said, I'm taking it seriously. Like, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, man. I looked at a lot of different options in high school of, you know, what my friends were doing. Some of them were going to go work for their parents. Some of them were just going to go to college. And
yeah.
There was I started playing guitar in my church. I was like 13, and like there's this like feeling that I would get when I was on stage, you know, and I'd play my guitar and I'd sing for people, and to see the way that it would move people, just the way that like my favorite artists used to move me, you know.
Yeah.
And seeing that firsthand made me want to take it seriously. I seen the way that you can. Some people write in a diary, some people write songs, and you know, you can take that emotion that you put in the record and you can feed people with it, and you can affect them, and you can change their, you know, their mood and their circumstance. So when I seen that and I seen the profound effect that it had on people, it was like, I want to change the world, and I felt like I could change the world with my guitar.
Absolutely. You know? So you were playing original compositions before you were songwriting and singing then?
Yeah, I was writing really shitty guitar ballads in my room.
But still original.
Yeah, they're still original. But yeah, man, I wrote songs for years and years and never did anything with them. I dropped a song, my first song when I was like 15, called Faded Memories, a country song.
I couldn't find that one.
Dude, thank God, bro. They must have keep the algorithm burying that shit. We do not want to see that.
I did not find that one.
Dude, it was so cringy now, it's looking back. But it's the building blocks, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
It's that shit. So I did that. That was when I first started taking it seriously, was I released that song, Faded Memories. Mm-hmm. Next year I released another song at 16. Started playing like the Battle of the Bands, trying to like do open mics and get people to know, you know, who I was. But it really didn't kick off until I joined my band. Right out of high school. My band was like, that was my first experience being in a rock band. Everybody was like 10 years older than me, but I was 17, and I just, I gravitated toward the rock scene, man. It was kind of popping in like 2014, 2013.
Oh, yeah, man.
People were playing shows all the time, you know, like Subterranean was popping, Lincoln Hall, Shuba's, like all those joints were popping. So
yeah, for sure.
That was when we started playing those shows right out of high school. And my first show out of high school was House of Blues show. Damn near sold out, man. And like
wait, what was the band name?
I was The Pact.
The Pact.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good name.
Shout out to The Pact, man.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Mad love for you guys. Thank you for the.
So you got a taste of the stage though pretty early on too.
Oh yeah, man. I was big crowd. Went from like playing 2 people shows at like.
This wasn't the national anthem in front of all the parents anymore.
No, man. This was like the best memory I have from my first House of Blues show was like, we pulled up and we were the headliners, which is really cool. And we got to the venue and they took us up to the green room, man. You see that wall. You see every person you admire play that venue and signed that damn wall. Dude, I signed my name right next to Guns N' Roses on that wall, bro. Like, I found a little spot. It was all crowded. You probably can't see it now. But, you know, I was like, man, I saw that. I wrote that shit, man. And it was like, I remember going out there right before our set, and I seen, like, 10 people. And I was like, this is bullshit, man. We're going to play another show with my mom and my dad in the audience. That's it. You know, it sucks. But then I remember 10 minutes later, I came back out, bro. You couldn't move. The whole place was just swarmed. Like, it was packed. And that's when I was like, did I just want 10 people there, or do I want 500 people there? And I was like, this is real. Like, this is happening. So I went out there, man. It was like, just so much adrenaline, bro. I jumped off an amp right when we got out. I was just like trying to do jumped off the stage, went into the crowd with the mic. It was like my first real like rock experience. And, you know, we kept playing those shows, and I played, really big Lincoln Hall shows, and we're just doing our thing here. And out of high school we were on XRT too, so that's a cool cool feeling. Like this is right out of high school at 93 point. I forgot what station that was, man. What was it? 93.9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was.
something like that. And then just like turning on the radio, man, after school and hearing your song on the radio.
That's pretty fucking epic.
It was insane, man. It was insane. But the rock star life even the local rock star life is a dangerous.
For sure. And they were 10 years older than you?
Yeah, man. So I was like.
They were in a different phase.
Yeah, it made me more advanced. It made me do things I wouldn't normally do if I was, at that age that I wouldn't have done,
Yeah.
But, everything's a learning experience. You cross certain lines for a reason. And
Right.
so, I think I gained a lot of knowledge from being in the band and doing the touring thing and all that. And
For sure.
yeah, man.
But you mentioned to me before we went live that eventually you grew apart. You wanted to do your own thing. What drew you to that decision?
Man, it was tough because those were my best friends, those as older that they were mad older than me, but at the end of the day, those guys still accepted me at my age.
And the music united you, so it didn't even matter the age.
Man. Yeah, man, it really didn't matter, but
Yeah.
we did this for 2 years and I was in love with it. I loved, everything we were doing, but it comes to a point like a crossroads where when you have 5 people in a group and 5 people have to agree on the same decision.
Yeah.
Not all 5 are ever going to agree on the same thing.
That's true.
And especially like being a younger guy like me at the time, I was like 17, 18. You feel like your voice is, it's just a little smaller, but, it came to a point where I felt like I was ready to go solo. Like,
Yeah.
I had written all these songs. I was, putting this new thing together, this new Josh Arce thing. And, I was going to call myself RCJ. What a terrible name. But yeah, what is this, 2005? Yeah, so, and then we came to a point in 2018 where I sat everybody down and we all got together and I was like, I love you guys and I love the journey that we were on and you can't replace these experiences, It was it was something that like I dreamed of as a kid and, and I was very grateful for the all the experiences we shared and the progress we made, but, I saw myself just doing something different at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it worked out. It worked. It's like it didn't work out immediately, but it was a work in progress. I met Jesse while I was in the band, and that totally like meeting him and making music with my manager Jesse made me feel like I could quit this band and still go on.
I was gonna say it's really tough when you're having success, especially playing shows in front of people.
Yeah.
Like you latch onto that. That's something that you never really expect.
No.
Or it's what you hope for, right?
It is, man, and there were people who would just like fly and they would come to the shows and you'd see like the same person at every show and be like, "Where do you live?" Like, "I'm from Texas. I fly out to see every pack show," or like, "We always come through."
Wow.
Yeah, man, that was the great experience. But I owe it to that time period, the rock band time period, that made me able to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Growing thick skin.
Very, very mature of you and Jesse. I mean, you guys were telling me, like, you said, "Will you manage me?" And he was like, "What?"
Dude, me and Jesse used to like sit in his apartment. Well, we met at Aflac. We used to work at Aflac together, and he was doing great. He was killing shit. This guy was like the shit there. I didn't do anything.
I can see that.
Yeah, he was.
Did he have long hair then too?
Did you? No, he was a very clean cut guy. Very, very clean cut.
Full circle now, huh?
Yeah, we hit it off. We hit it off pretty immediately. We were like working at Aflac with these like 2 girls that we met there, and it was just like we just had like this cool like this. He was still getting work done. I was getting work done. Yeah, man, we met there and we tried to, we had chemistry immediately off the bat.
Right.
We liked the same things. We're into the same music. We're, just kind of like cut from the same cloth. And when you meet somebody like Jesse, man, it makes everything else you do so much easier.
For sure, man.
He's that kind of guy.
He's your partner.
Yeah, forever and always. Yeah.
He's here right now, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
You want to say hello?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, though, man, and I love that you show love like that for him, because you guys have both put in a lot of work, and I mean, to look at where you're at now, it's really, it's pretty impressive. Like,
thank you, dude.
You got 2 people working full time in your project, bro, so like, that's badass.
Yeah, man, it's this project is a little different. it's definitely got more hands in it. It's got more fire in it. It's got a lot more realness, and I'm in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, the coolest thing to me is, and I want to get into your music here. So 2019 was the first real solo release for you, right?
Yeah.
Was it Something About You was the first?
Yes.
Let's listen to Josh Arce's first release. It's called Something About You.
Holding my heart in your hands, so don't forget about it. Keep it together for me, I'll keep it together for you, yeah. Now I can't sleep, and now I can't eat, thinking about what you've been doing all damn week. That's when I realize you're the one I can't live without, yeah. I know you had it hard growing up, I know that other boy didn't give a fuck, but baby, I'm here to show you there's nothing that I wouldn't do, 'cause there's something about you. 'Cause there's something about you and the way that you move, I'll never forget.
So a lot of times when I run through these discographies, you listen to some of the first tracks, I can tell maybe the production's a little lower, but the idea's there. This track is 400,000 plays for a fucking reason, bro. Like, it's a good fucking track. And I was like, damn, this is fucking good. And now a lot of it makes sense because you had that experience in the music industry. You have good taste. You had a good team. You took it seriously. How did this track, though, end up becoming your first release?
Something About You, man, that was so long ago. That was...
That was 2-year rule, bro.
Dude, no, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
But we recorded that in 2018. That was like the first like actual song we made together.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think we went to the studio. We finished in like 2 or 3 sessions. It was like a record where we were like, we knew what we wanted to make. We needed to make something that was kind of simpy, that was like gonna, you can't come out with something like edgy. You gotta like do something like Something About You. So
for sure,
we sat down. We wrote that song, man, about an imaginary girl, and that was Something About You, man. It was a great first look, and it helped me understand what people want from me.
Right.
Yeah.
And the process of releasing a song, creating a song.
Yeah.
Really the whole package, right?
Yeah, man. It was my first experience making a big pop record.
For sure.
Yeah, no guitars, no one bass, no one going crazy, no drummer going crazy.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, and it was interesting to sing soft again until getting the little sweetheart vibe. But from that point forward, we knew what the vision was.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a great track.
Thank
for
you,
sure.
bro.
It deserves that recognition.
Thank you, man.
One of my favorite tracks from you, though, Real Slow. This song's fucking hot, dude. This song's hot.
Real
I
Slow?
told you I dig, bro. This one's got that Latin vibe. It's like a fusion of Bad Bunny with a little bit of Justin Timberlake to me.
Thank you, man. Thank
Like, I know I mentioned Bad Bunny, but like JT comes in on this a little bit. That little swag. I don't know what to say.
you, bro.
It's sick though. Like the influence, obviously, I hear a lot in all your songs. I can't even put. I mean, you have one word sometimes that you sing in a song where I'm like, whoof. Like I said earlier, bro. Like it's pretty fucking cool. Do you remember like what you were inspired by in 2019 during Real Slow?
Yeah, it was. We wanted to make a Latin record. This is when I first met Metro. That time period. And it was like I had never, up until that point, my going out was going to like rock clubs on the weekend.
For sure.
To see my favorite bands. I never went to a club or like never really went to any of these spots downtown. And like, when I met Metro, kind of like it showed me. It was like, damn, like you got to make spicy records, man.
Spicy indeed.
You gotta make spicy records that make make the ladies move and shit. So he kind of that was around that time period with Real Slow. It's a Spanish Spanish influenced record.
Yeah.
We recorded that in his bedroom, very low quality, but it comes out a little differently.
That's the thing too, man. I think so many people out there think you got to be in this massive studio with a million fucking knobs, and I think all the stories you guys told me today were either in Jesse's sister's room or in his room or in a cold dark room with one candle on where you guys are about to move out of.
Dude, we bring the studio everywhere. We like go anywhere, record anywhere where there's like a chair. As long as there's a chair, we're gonna record there.
You can just use your fucking phone and get the idea out then too.
Literally, dude. You have to get it out fast because if you hold on to the idea, you're gonna lose the fire.
And you never know when creativity is gonna spark too. And I feel like when I'm like, if we're like, all right, we're going to the studio in 2 weeks on this day, we have it rented out. Unless it's like we're finishing everything up, I feel like the pressure's on to be creative, and it's really hard to be creative.
It's true.
Within a timeline.
It's true because creativity, I feel like creativity truly flourishes when you're at peace and when you're just like, you're kind of in a good, peaceful, calm headspace. I feel like pressure can bring the best out of some people, you know.
That's true.
It can, but creatively,
Yeah.
I feel like just being in a good headspace is when you can come out with the best stuff.
Yeah.
Best music.
I totally agree, man. It's a sick track, though.
Thank you, brother.
And honorable mention to 1 second, the production on that track is A1. Was this you guys? Like, are you guys literally making the beats on all these tracks, too?
Yeah, we're making pretty much most of the beats. If there's like a collaborator that we've like worked with, it's another hand in there. So it's always going to be us three. Always going to be us three. Me, him, and then like we work with Keegan now. Keegan's like our guy. He's 16-year-old psycho producer from the middle of nowhere in Ohio. Just makes like Wheezy Outta Here, Young Thug level like type beats. Like it's just nothing like it, man. That kid's crazy. He's the shit. He makes all our shit now.
That's incredible. Do you know what town he's actually from in Ohio?
Jesse, you manage.
Outside of Canton.
Outside of Canton?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty podunk out there.
Really?
Shout out to Canton, no doubt. Well, I mean, it's not like that bad. Like, it's south of Cleveland, but it's good people out there.
Nah, for sure. It's
It's probably the only kid making rap beats, though, in that town.
Hey, he's killing it, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and that's great. If you can find somebody that knows you on a personal level, I feel like they can reach you differently on an inspirational musical level.
Man. And the best thing about him is, like, besides his talent, he's just hungry, and he has no ego. And it's like, when you meet someone who's hungry and has no ego, that's a path to...
Damn, bro. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. So, closing out 2019... Can you remember back to, like, you guys discussing where you were at creatively? Like, were you still working on your sound, your vision, or just enjoying the process?
We were working on everything, but, like, the thing is, man, in, like, 2019, I felt like I should have already been on, and it was, like, a big mistake in my mind to think that, you know, it's like we talk about this thing in my camp where it's called the 2-year rule. And, like, oftentimes where you feel like you are somewhere at a certain point in time, you're 2 years behind where you think you actually are. You're 2 years ahead. So, you know, in 2019, I thought it was 2021 already. I thought I was like, man, my shit should be playing, you know, here. You know, I should be, you know, doing this, and this. And I thought I was like, that was the level. But it's a natural thing, I guess.
For sure. And you do have to have a little bit of an ego in the music industry.
Yeah, you definitely.
You have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Which sometimes can come off as an ego.
It does. And, it was like, man, 2019, like I said, I thought we should have been on. We made a lot of records that we didn't release. I think we wrote probably like 50 to 80 songs within like 2019.
Jesus.
Like just flesh, you know, and shit that we were like thinking of dropping. But at the time, we were in this headspace where like we're so new to this that we felt like if you had a really hot record, you needed to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And you can't drop it right away because if you drop it, it's not the right time. You don't have the right, you know, machine behind it. But that is suicide. It is the worst thing you can do as an artist is hold on to great records because you think they're not going to fall upon the ears, you know, that you want them to. If you're an artist and you say that great, this is my best song ever, you need to put that out within the next like month or so.
Yeah. Because,
you know, in your head, you're going to be like, oh, I'm not ready for this yet. I need this, and this. It's like, no, that's going to come with it. With that record, you know what I'm saying?
I love that. And I think for a lot of producers out there that aren't singers, right, like that you just make a beat in your studio, you're like, all right, I got to get this signed on a label. It's a summer track, so I got to sign it like this. And like, dude, that game is fucking tough, man. Because then you're in the waiting game. And also, you know, when you put a track out, it sounds different than before you released it, right?
Yeah,
get that feedback from your fans. Get that feedback from your friends, whatever, right? And then move on to the next one.
Absolutely.
It's like never finishing a fucking book. This is my best book. I'm working on finishing it. Yeah. Finish the fucking book and move on to your next fucking book, my man. You know? Like, I love that.
Yeah, man.
I wish more people thought like that.
Yeah, and I think more people are picking up on that kind of, like, mentality and that kind of lifestyle. Music is just... Now the way that content comes out so fast, it's like, dude, you're going to drop a song and, you know, if they really like the song, they'll probably listen through a verse and a hook and maybe, you know, the second verse, but that's all you're going to get, man.
That's all you're going to get.
You got to appeal to people's... attention spans, and if they like it enough, they won't have a short attention span for you,
sure.
You know?
And content is king. And
exactly.
Quality content is king
exactly.
too.
So all my artists that are watching this, drop it. Just drop the song.
Drop it.
Drop the song. Don't
Fuck
wait on
yeah.
it. Don't have a song and be like, man, I can hear Future on this. I gotta hold on to this so I know Future. No, don't do that.
Future doesn't give a fuck
Future
about
don't
you.
give a fuck about you. He's hanging out with Kanye. You don't give a fuck. Drop the song. Drop the song.
Make Future give a fuck about you.
That's exactly it. Make Future give a fuck about you. Drop a record that's so hot in your city that Future wants to be like, damn, I gotta hop on that shit. Like,
I mean, that happened with Kanye West and Lil Pump, right? I love
love
it.
it.
What's that? Yeah, right?
such a fucking
I'm pretty sure Kanye like heard how hot he was fucking doing and was like, I gotta get a beat with this kid, right?
Because that's the most random like placement, bro. Like Kanye, Easy and Lil Pump, man.
Bro, I know, but that song did so fucking well,
It was a
right?
good song, man. I still like that song.
I still like that song too. Anyway. So, into 2020.
Yeah.
Big year for you. Yes. Obviously a weird year for music, but I feel like you did such a great job with content, music, like everything, the full package. So kudos to you now looking back. A track I want to talk about, Bury Me.
Oh, wow.
Featuring Gustavo Bands.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say Gustavo Bands might be the coolest rap name ever? Gustavo Bands, bro? Like,
Shout out Gustavo, man. Shout out Gustavo.
that track is pretty epic, and it was the first one he really had a collaboration with another rapper.
Yeah.
Was that in the studio together? How did that all come together?
We, my manager is always shopping around for different artists and looking for, like, the next thing. So he came across Gustavo. At the time, actually, we were getting ready to start working on the next Juice WRLD project in 2019. We had kind of gotten in with some producers. They fucked with the sound, and so they were like, come to LA at this point and work, and then do like the next week Juice WRLD died, and it was like
Holy shit!
It just kind of like fell flat, but
for sure.
Yeah, so we met Gustavo through that whole encounter.
Oh, okay.
And we recorded that song in Jesse's living room, actually, in his apartment.
There we go.
Just like 3 backwoods deep, just like just getting in it, man. Gustavo was there, man. We caught a vibe, and I love that record. I wrote that record about a past relationship, and
It's smooth.
Man, it's just like that. When you hear like that, Bury Me, like it's just the content of that. I like edginess, and I like saying extreme things, but having them be pretty. Like the song's called Bury Me. The cover's a coffin. Yeah. But the song is like, growing up you wanted to marry me, but now you want to bury me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got some energy to it for sure.
Thank you, dude. And that was like my first hip hop collaboration. I've always wanted I felt like my music needed rappers on it. Like there was just this like
definitely
50-50 yin yang balance that I needed, and rappers bring that to me a lot.
For sure. It's so cool for me to like listen through your whole discography, but only knowing your music in the past year, right?
Yeah.
And then I see how you kind of diversified yourself, and I know you guys think about your music too in a business way too. So I think it's really cool that you were like, let's get on a track with somebody like Gustavo.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Let's challenge him. Let's challenge me. Let's challenge the producer.
Yeah.
Track turned out really well.
Jesse made that beat actually. Yep. Does fucking everything, man.
Pull up a chair.
I talk about Jesse a lot, man. I can't help it.
No, it's awesome, man. He's part of the team. Yeah. So, we talked about Apollo XO already. We got to show some mad love to him. One of my favorite fucking...
I love you, Apollo.
DJs, producers, just all-around good guy. Yeah. All right, let's check out some brand spanking new music. This one's called Another Love by Apollo XO, featuring Josh Arce.
I've been falling farther from you. Just a thought keeps me in the dark. The only thing I'm asking of you is come right back and tear me apart. Looking for another love. Wanna put my heart on the line. I don't wanna fuck it up. I just wanna feel you chest to chest. I can feel you breathing. I can feel my soul leaving. I'll be there to hold you through the night. I can't keep my hands to myself, but I won't just still up to myself. I'm chasing after something, looking for another love.
Bro.
Bro.
But had talked about these tracks with him.
Yeah.
Got You and Tokyo Rain. Tokyo Rain is actually my favorite Apollo XO song.
Ah,
My favorite
really?
Josh Arce song, though. Yeah, bro. Lately I've been living life stress-free. That song had me, that song had me hooked right away, bro. Jeez. Yeah, right away. And that beat is so hot.
You so real for that.
Yeah, no, I love that shit. I'm a deep cut guy. But Got You, this was one I was really excited about when I listened to it for the first time.
Yeah.
Because it's got, like, weekend energy to it. I mean, it almost has, like, it's like a old school Swedish House Mafia, kind of what they did right now, you know? But if you took it back in time. A massive trap drop with some smooth vocals here. Like, that was a track for you guys to be like, this can be played in the club, right?
Yes.
How did you approach that? Did he get the instrumental to you first, or, like, what did the actual timeline look like there?
We had just met. This was, like, probably the first month we had met. Him and he'd known Jesse at that point for, like, a little bit.
Right.
But I went to his crib. This is the first time I met him. It was just, like, instant. We just had chemistry instantly. Like, he's, like, just a cool-ass fucking dude. Like, it's just...
I mean, he's the man.
Yeah, exactly. So we hit it off, man, and he was playing this, like, he had these, like, beats that he was playing me, and all this shit was hard. And then he had a guitar, he's like a Gibson SG in the corner. And I was like, is it cool if I just fuck with your guitar real quick? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. So I picked it up and I plugged it in and I started playing that. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that, like, Spanish sounding, like, Desperado type shit. And I was, like, playing the slide with it. And then they were like, plug that shit in. Let's go. Like, let's go. And so we that whole day just, like, we laid that whole guitar out and, you know, we wrote those verses and it was kind of I listened to that record. Sometimes forget that shit exists, man. It's been so long. I love that
told you
song,
I was gonna
man.
unlock some memories tonight, man.
Sheesh. Core memories.
That's a good one.
Thank you, man.
It's cool, and you got a new track coming out with him. By the time this is out, it'll be out.
Yes, sir.
So obviously you guys work well together, and it's always special when you see a producer like Apollo who really produces a lot of different music.
Yes.
I mean, house, trap.
Yes.
I mean, it's his music is kind of like his DJ sets. Like, you literally have no fucking idea. There's no rules for him.
That's what makes him so cool. He's so eclectic, man. He's like, he's gonna play you like some like dirty trap, and then he's gonna play like an ABBA remix, and it's gonna be the hardest.
Also might drop All I Want for Christmas Is You in June.
I'll never forget, dude. At Tao in like 2019, this dude, I think it was like near Christmas show. This dude brought out Santa Claus. It was fucking sick. Shout out Apollo, man. We love you, bro. You're such a G.
That's hilarious, bro. Okay, next up, probably your most reputable and famous track, Phases. Absolutely love this track, and I know you guys will too. This one's called Phases.
Well, baby, we're falling apart. Maybe we just gotta face it. You should see someone else. Maybe try to switch the faces. Monday, Tuesday, change it up. Thursday, Friday, back in love. Well, I can't keep up with the way you're changing, no. We found love in all these different places, so don't give up. We're just going through different phases, oh no. When I'm with you, girl, it feels like I'm at home. Till my love runs out. You and all your friends, I know they fucking hate me. Talk behind my back, wishing that you would replace me. Last week you scratched my car, this week you're just trying to come over. Then you went ahead and slept with my friend, tried to tell me that you weren't sober. We found love in all these different places, so don't give up. We're just going through different phases, oh no. When I'm with you, girl, it feels like I'm at home. Till my love runs out.
Yeah.
This one is a statement track because really showcase your range. I mean, it's an extremely good song overall. It's one of your most successful streaming songs too.
Yeah.
700K.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking awesome. And it makes sense because it's easy to like, but in the sense that it's raw and emotional, so people can like get on it and like get whatever they want out of the song.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it has layers to it. And I want to know the story behind this track, dude.
Oh man, so like Phases was like a multiple month process for one song. It was like we were working with my boy Max Steger and my other homie Abel, and you know these guys were like seasoned veteran professionals, and we were like the newbies, and so like we were sitting down for these sessions in like the most beautiful studio ever they had, and Max is like a guitar aficionado. He like makes me look like Mickey Mouse on guitar. He's like, he's fucking dope. So he laid down, man. He was just like, he had this idea. Wait, no. Jesse and I had written a song a year prior to that with the same like hook of Phases.
Okay.
And we were like, man, we gotta do something with that. We gotta do something with that. We
Yeah,
gotta do
yeah,
something with that. It was undone. And then Max started playing this riff, and we started singing the melody from that song we wrote, and that's how Phases came. And
Wow, out of the
Yeah.
graveyard.
out of the graveyard, bro. It was like, it took so much time to finish that record and really get that record to where we wanted to be, because when we were writing that song, like, we felt what it could be. You know, we felt like, oh, this is gonna be the biggest Josh record like to date, and it was, and it was one of the more real records that I've written, and
For sure.
sometimes I feel like as an artist, I'll speak for myself. I don't know about other artists, but I tend to write music from like a you can't hurt me standpoint, and sometimes it takes a little bit of the vulnerability away from the music, and
Sure.
you know, so Phases I feel like was the first record where I was really like let it all out, and I was like, I can bleed, like I bleed too. you know?
Yeah.
And I stopped being too cool for myself, and I was like, you know, I was going through real experiences, and I was like, you know, just talk about it, just like let everybody else hear it and associate with it. And man, I got so many messages from people to this day, just like, man, I went through a breakup, and you know, my girl cheated on me, my boyfriend dipped on me, like just the worst shit, and they'll be like, I hear Phases, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone, you know, like type shit.
What's your most profound lyric from that song, do you think?
Well, I mean, profound, like.
Well, what's your favorite lyric? Like, what's always one that you're thinking like, oh damn, I fucking love that line.
I love that pre-hook kind of line where it's like, we found love in all these different places, so don't give up, because it's like, love is a journey, and I have been learning that for some time. And I'm only 24 now, so I still have a lot to learn about love and about life. But
Sure.
It was yeah, man, it's that like love is a journey and love is a process, and you know, that record kind of cemented that in my head for me. It was like an emotional like step with that record. So I would say that Phases was the first song that I developed an emotional attachment to.
A real cornerstone for you.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, man, and it was the fact that everybody loved it, and soccer moms could play it, and you know, love it.
That's what I mean. Like, you can get whatever you want out of that song.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not talking shit. I'm not being like,
No,
you know,
you're
cursing.
being you.
Exactly, you're being myself. So that was my first taste of like, you know, I'm vulnerable too. I bleed, and I don't have to be too cool for everybody. I don't.
Right.
Everybody doesn't need to think I'm some like tough ass like gangster. I'm a singer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So I dove into that mindset for Phases and killed the ego for that shit.
That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
Fuck yeah, bro. That song is like, it's one of those songs where I think I heard it like when it first came out, and I listened to it like 3 times in a row.
Wow, man.
You know, like, there are songs that sometimes you do that. And we were talking about it earlier, right? Like, to me, that was a song that I share with people. It wasn't just play and, you know,
really?
throw it on a playlist. Yeah, bro. It's a fucking good song.
Dude, I to this day be so shocked when someone's like, I love this record, or like, I love this song so much, I sent it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were sending me their Spotify Wrapped, bro, and I was like, #1 on their shit.
That's awesome,
and like, it was
bro.
like Weeknd, Bieber, Josh, Drake. Like, I had so many.
There
of
we
those.
go.
I couldn't believe. I was like, damn, people really like listen to this shit, you know? And it means so much, dude. It means so much, bro. So thank you for
Bro,
that.
of course.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. I had a humbling moment like that this year, too, where people shared that they listened to, like, 300 minutes of Sherman the Booth, and I'm like, really? You listen to my fucking squeaky-ass Jewish voice for 300 minutes?
Bro.
Some of it was more. I'm like, wow, like...
You gotta look at it this way, bro. You're breaking ground, dude. This
Yeah.
is... Man, I grew up in this city, and, like, at this point, like, if there were other people who I was gonna hear about doing something like this, I would have heard, man, you the first one to, like, take it to that level.
I can't believe it, honestly. For years, I was like, I'm going to run into somebody else that's doing this, that's, like, been doing it longer, but that's what's so exciting for me and why I feel like I have no limits or barriers on what I can do and who I want to talk to.
You could do whatever you want, bro, and you're going to keep getting people, I mean, because you have a very legit platform, but you're also a very good guy, you're a genuine dude. It's going to keep the people coming, you know what I'm saying? You're a music professional, bro. You know your shit. So
I just love music, dude. Like,
that's it, bro.
It's as simple as that. Like,
Yep.
My parents raised me on music, too, and, I mean, my dad is not a music aficionado, but I've got his records over there, like the original Michael Jackson Thriller. My mom's Bruce Springsteen. You know, like
You got OG Michael?
OG Michael, bro. I'll whip it out for you guys so you know it's real because it was in a flood and the thing got ripped, but it still works.
No.
But like that was so cool for me, like listening to their records that they bought back in the day, like, and I always ask DJs who went from the vinyl era to the digital era, like, to me, going into a record store and listening to music and being like, I can only buy this record, I can only buy this album, right? Now we got homies like, you know, our 16-year-old boy who can just like go rip a song and sample that shit real quick in less than 5 minutes. And the tangible aspect of music to me, that's why I love the DJ, like, and why I love records. It's like it gives me like sort of a sensory experience that's more than listening.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why I love talking about music, because I feel like I'm able to speak about it when it's so hard to put music into words sometimes, even though that's what it is, right?
It is, man. It's like you're a music nerd. I'm a music nerd, man.
Yeah, we are.
I'd be sitting there for hours watching artist interviews, just like that, you know, just learning from them, you know what I'm saying? And like watching the way people do things. And that's just the love of music, bro.
Absolutely.
It's just a passion. It's like being a music nerd is a compliment.
All right.
It's a compliment,
cool.
bro.
We're music nerds. We're all music nerds
We're all
in here.
music geeks.
Music fucking geeks. Okay, so 2021, we just closed it out. We're going to get right into it, though, bro. This fucking album, Late to the Party.
Yes.
So this album has it all. Smooth jams with the windows down, raw emotional tracks, song you want to listen to in the morning, songs you want to listen to at night. But my question for you, right, we're in an age where it seems like everybody wants to release singles because there's so much marketing and promo that goes behind that, and we think that works. I think we talked about it. We don't really know what the fuck works.
Nope.
Why did you decide to put this album together versus I'm going to release 13 singles? Or how many tracks were on the album?
13, I think, right? Was it 13?
Yeah, 13, right.
Up until this point, we dropped so many singles, and it's like the single was cool. Like dropping singles worked, and it was like, you know, because people are gonna focus on one thing, they're gonna love one thing, and then you know that's good. But man, we're a little bit older than a lot of these young cats out here, so we love albums, man. I love projects. I
love albums too.
Dude, it's about the project, bro. It's about how 1 to 13 flows, and you want to give your fans something to eat, something like that, some real food. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna give them singles, you're gonna tease them, you're gonna do this, but
that's hors d'oeuvres, baby.
Exactly.
Where's the main course?
Yes, it's appetizers, bro. You gotta drop the steak, man.
No, bro, you serve hors d'oeuvres, bro. So this isn't DGI Fridays.
No, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
You got to do that, but it was like when Late to the Party, man. Late to the Party was a 2-year process. It started in 2019 in his bedroom in the South Loop, and we were just like every single day. We had no life. We would just get together every single day, write a billion songs, and that was it. We'd sleep over and then wake up the next day and do it again.
Dude, you guys are fucking awesome.
Thank you, man. Dude, that's the Late to the Party, man. It started that way, and we would have people come and listen to our sessions and unfinished records, and people would give us critiques on them.
Okay.
And so we started working in 2019 on Late to the Party. It started really kicking off in 2020 when around like the same time coronavirus kicked off and shit. 2020, yeah. 2020. Where we were we had 5 songs, and we were like, these are the hottest songs ever. We need to drop an EP, bro. We need to do an EP. So we were at my homie Vives studio in South Loop. Shout out to Vives. Shout out LSD Studios. We were there recording this EP, man. It was supposed to be like a hip hop EP, 5 songs. And so we recorded the EP, and we just kept writing these different records, and we were like, yo, we can't stop at this 5. This ain't gonna work. This EP ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And then we had this one song where I was like, man, I need a feature on this. We needed a feature, and Cowboy, man, 147 Cowboy. Shout out to Cowboy, man, the last rapper to blow up out of this city. He showed mad love, man. He was very receptive to getting on the record.
That's awesome.
To this day, he'll still comment on shit that has to do with the record, and it'd be really cool. But we got him on a song, man. We got 147 Cowboy multi-platinum on that joint. And then it was after we got the feature, it was well, it has to be an album now. You know what I'm saying? You can't get he gave me a 16-bar feature, man. I thought he was just gonna give me an 8-bar feature. If you would hit any rapper right now, they'd be they just give you a lazy ass 8-bar. But
yeah.
We hit him up, and he gave me 16, bro, and he snapped.
That song goes in.
Bro, he didn't cut no shortcuts. He didn't say no some weird shit. He went in on those records, and he killed his verse. So that kind of set the precedent. I was like, all right, he came with that fire, I got to drop an album.
Right.
So
right. Wow.
we were just writing, man. I was writing. 2020 was like a little weird, tumultuous time in my life. Very I didn't know where I was headed. You know, we were still doing the music thing. I was in a weird relationship during the time, and it's like, you know, sometimes things can knock you out of your element and take you out of your glow. And you know, I had reached a point in 2020 where we were working on this project, and it'd come to points where like we'd work on the project hard, great. We love this song, great. And then I'd go back to like my normal life, and I'd like look around me, and I'd see like everything around me. I'd see my girlfriend. I'd see like my whole life from that point, and I'd be like, something's not right, because I was turning a switch on and off. Yeah, that switch should have stayed on. Yep. And I had to like reassess. I'm like, why is it that like, you know, as I'm working on this album, you know, we're coming out these great records, and you know, I feel this fire in me, but then as soon as like I leave the studio, it's like I feel like very vulnerable. I feel like nobody wants to hear my voice. I feel like nobody gives a shit. And I feel like sometimes artists come to that point where you have so much extra shit going on in your life that it starts to take away from you. You know, it works with your head. And that was late to the party, man. Late to the party. I wrote that album during like a tornado of my life, and you can hear it in some of those records. You kind of hear this, and when I listen back to Late to the Party, I hear a lot of great records, and you know, there was a journey. We recorded in LA for a while. We were just traveling back and forth recording that shit. But I look back on Late to the Party, and I'm like, man, I love that record. But I listen back to it, and I still feel that like it takes me to that year. Yeah. And a lot of those records were great, but you can hear there's kind of this like anger, like there's this like
a little bit of my chem in there.
Exactly. There's like I'm not happy, and it's like I put it in those records, and when I listen back to it, as great as I love Late to the Party, man, that's my first look.
The actual song Late to the Party too.
Yeah.
Let's check out the title track from Josh Arce's debut album, Late to the Party.
Ever since I grew up, gotta chase a check. I'ma be the one that you never forget. Used to fly coach, now I'm mopping off a jet. Yeah, got 'em upset. I'm too young to fall in love. Now I'm doing 105 on the E-way. Be right there, baby, wait outside. Bad little bitch saying that she love me, but I know you playing on both sides. Getting high. How I'm supposed to ride for you when you can't even look me in my eyes? I told my ex stop calling. Used to whip Camry, now ride Rari. Not my fault that you late to the party.
Yeah, that was fun to shoot. That video.
That's some real shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I was talking shit on that song, man. I was.
Yeah, you were.
D Brooks made the beat. Our homie D Brooks is another platinum producer. He's dope. Shout out D Brooks. He made that beat, and we recorded at his house, and he was like bringing that out of me. You know, he's like, man, talk your shit.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first and probably only records that I will ever like fully pop my shit on like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
First off, bro, I appreciate you sharing. I think your story and that album probably resonates with a lot of artists and people in general out there. And I've never produced an album, but I had a time in college where I wasn't with my fiance, and I thought I should be a frat star, and was losing who I really was, and was getting fucked up and doing bullshit, and it took me realizing who I'm not to realize who I am.
Bingo.
You know what I mean?
Bingo. Dude, that is so real. That line you said is like hit the nail on the head. It's like you're gonna fuck up and you're gonna make all these mistakes, and you're gonna ruin your life a couple times, you know. But there's always a second chance. There's always a second chance. There's always this like a new start that you can take, but you have to go through the ringer. I almost feel like that phase that you went through, the phase that I went through, the phase that so many other artists and people go through. Like you have to hurt for a little bit.
And it's when you let others define you.
Yes.
It's when you let people put their ideas into your head. Why you do that? That's stupid. Why you want to be that? Like, come do it with me. It's other people trying to bring you down. Yeah. Because it's a lot easier to be down in the darkness with everybody else. Because, fuck, man, a lot of people don't know who they are.
It's true. And outside influence can kill you, man. You start listening to the opinions of people who don't truly know you and don't truly understand the journey and the path that you've taken in life. Because this is a different path, man. Like, being an artist, DJ, whatever you do, it's like
Yeah.
it's different, and not a lot of people understand it. So people are gonna talk shit. People are gonna try to make you feel less. People are gonna try to make you feel weird for what you're doing, and you know, making TikToks and shit. But it's like, dude, at the end of the day, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really tough to put yourself out there because everybody can have an opinion.
Yeah, dude, it's just watching those videos back sometimes hurts, man. I can't even watch that
It's
shit
actually
again.
physically painful
Yes.
sometimes. I feel you.
Oh, bro, I be cringing sometimes so hard at some of the content we do, but it's like, it's necessary. And then it's like, well, where does that come from? Where does that cringe come from? Because other people want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But in your head, you're like, nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see it, right? You're not thinking, I don't look good because I think I don't look good. You're thinking, I don't look good because people are going to think I don't look good.
I don't look good because Instagram.
Fuck
thinks so.
everybody else.
Yes, you have to say that. In order to achieve what you want in life, and in order to become the greatest what you are. I mean, we're speaking from an artist standpoint, but I give a shit if you fold clothes, if you flip burgers, like whatever you do.
Yeah.
You got to do it to the fullest. And people that don't understand what you do and don't understand what your journey's going to be are going to try to tear you down.
Yep.
But keep grounded.
For sure.
Keep grounded, because you just keep going. It's going to reach a point where you win.
The message remains the same.
Absolutely.
Stay true to who you are.
Yes.
And speaking of staying true to who you are, someone who is unapologetically themselves, Mr. JakeShoreDrive.
That's my guy, man.
Right? This guy don't give a flying fuck.
He's
gonna win no matter what.
He is.
And the tracks that, well, the track that you made, What You Say, with him, and his remix of your track too. But What You Say is a hit, dude.
Thank you, dude.
Like, it is like a certified hit. Like, this song works. Let me show you how well this song works. This one's called What You Say, Josh Arce, and JakeShoreDrive.
So what you say? Would you come stay with me for just a day? It could be longer if you wait. I just wanna know how you taste. You taste. So what you say? Would you come stay with me for just a day? It could be longer if you wait. I just wanna know how you taste. You taste. Baby, you're the one that's running through my mind. It feels like I'm out of time. Never been so good at goodbyes. Goodbyes. Baby, you're the one that's running through my mind. It feels like I'm out of time. Never been so good at goodbyes. Goodbyes.
It's versatile. It's a track that I like to say stays on the balance beam of streamable and playable.
Yeah.
You know, like this track would do well on the radio. This track does well on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. This track is a DJ tool.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really tough to do. And I think a lot of people, I want to know how you guys actually, your mindset going in, because I think a lot of people will go in, I need a song that's going to do well on Spotify. I need a song that's going to be a really big club hit.
Yeah.
And it usually doesn't end up working on either. If you go in with too much of a, how is this going to be marketed, right? You got to focus on the product.
Absolutely. You have to. And with Jake, I'll credit Jake. He brought me out of my shell a lot, you know, since I've known him.
He brings me out of my shell. And I'm like, I thought I'm all the way out of this fucking shell.
He's got that thing about him, man. He's just got this, like, charisma and this, like, just doesn't give a fuck, you know? And it's like, I give a fuck sometimes too much. And, like, ever since I've met him, we really, like, became close over the summer. Like, this last summer, he would come over and we would just jam out, like, write songs. And man, it's something about him that just brings it out. But
yeah,
we sat in my basement, like, a few weeks ago. And this was after the remix, and the remix, you know, it was popping, and it was like, oh, people really like it, so it's like, let's sequel, you know, let's do it.
Yeah.
So he slid through, man, and we were just all again in the dark in my basement, just like turn off all the lights, candles, everything, hot as shit.
Dude, what is with you guys in that shit?
It's the ambiance.
I get it.
It's the ambiance. You just like write vulnerable music.
You gotta know what I'm picturing though. Like
it's three dudes writing sad music in a room.
Exactly.
Okay, so it is what I'm picturing.
It is, bro. Ordering food and shit.
I love it though. Yeah, you guys are homies. Yeah.
That's the vibe, dude. It's like he was playing these beats and they were all hard, and then he played this one beat, bro, and it had this intro. I don't know what the fuck he sampled in this intro, but it had this like sound that for me reminded me of some like Jeremiah shit. Like it just sounded like something that Bieber would spaz on. Like had that feel. And then he played this shit. It had the Dua Lipa, like the string set and everything, the way it dropped. And so I was like, yeah, we got to pull that up. Jesse, even too, he's like, yeah, pull that shit up.
Yeah.
So he pulled it up, man. We wrote that song that night. And Jake kept telling me, he was like, yo, get into that Bieber. Get into your Bieber.
Yeah.
Get into your Bieber bag. So I was like, I kept going and freestyling. Because we don't write any of our songs. We freestyle them first, put the pieces together. Then I put the pen to the paper, and we build that way.
That's smart.
Yeah, and so that's how we do it, because you just get that, like, organic feeling out. You know, your first thought on the beat is, like, to do this, so you just build off that.
Yeah.
So he played that shit, man. I was like, yo, this is dope. So I just went in a few times, and then I did this one take, and he was like, that's it. I think he went behind Jesse, and he was like, that's it. Like, it was like, that's it. So we, man, we fleshed that shit out that night, had another session with it, and Jake, you guys played Sarah's rooftop at Virgin on New Year's.
Yep.
The whole plan was for us to be there, I was to be there, shoot the video that day, drop it.
Fuck you, COVID.
Fuck COVID, man. Everybody got COVID and shit.
God damn.
So I got COVID, it was fucked up. And then, man, we had our engineer overnight that shit so we could drop it on New Year's. And
Oh, I was right there.
How'd it sound?
Great.
Yeah.
Sounded great, bro.
I haven't heard in the club yet, man.
Well, you know Jake on the mic, bro. Get on the dance floor. I don't need any shy people out here. I got a new song I'm premiering right now. I'm like, this guy's so fucking hype. Like,
seriously.
If it was up to me, like, I'd put Jake before me. Like, he's like, and he's a headliner, but like, he's also like the best direct support because he just, again, is unapologetically himself.
Yeah.
It makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah, he does. He makes you feel like normal. Like, it's like,
yeah.
With him, he does that.
He delivered your guys' excitement about this track to people that had no idea who the fuck you guys are. Right?
He gets me excited. Dude.
People are like, all right, who's this guy? He's got a new song? All right, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll listen to it. I'm here.
Yep. And the best thing about him is, like, our relationship is, like, musical, but at the same time, it's also outside of music, you know?
Oh,
We
yeah.
talk all the time. He always hits me up to go to the gym and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
It's a good... I feel like that's the key to a great musical relationship is, like, inside and outside the studio. You guys are cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of my best music relationships, we don't talk about music that much, actually. When it's, like, time to do music, we do, but outside of that, you know, it's because, man. You just have this, like, mutual understanding that, like, you're doing your thing by, you know, like, let's talk music if you want to talk music, but, like...
And it creates comfortability.
It does.
You guys get to know each other more. It's like you guys aren't hiding anything, so you can sing about whatever you want to sing about.
For sure, bro. I love it. That's awesome, man. Okay, you're going to like this question. Out of all the releases you've had, all of them, even back to your country days in 2014 or whatever it was, is there a track that means the most to you regardless of success, streams?
Get Over It.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite song probably ever.
Well, you know we have to listen to this one. It's called Get Over It, Josh Arce.
How did we end up like this when we were supposed to be so special? I can't tell. When you won't see me, I wanna see you more. Gave you what's left of me. You try to take my soul. Pray to God you don't ever find a man like me, but I know you won't. We were never meant to be, and now you know. I don't have a heart left to give to you. Can't keep my hands to myself when I'm close to you. But baby, loving you is something I just can't do. I gotta get over it. I gotta get over it.
That's like I can't listen to it too much now because of
I was kind of teeing you up because I knew you were going to say that.
I can't play it, man, and make it. I'll be honest, man. As soon as I hit play on that, like if I'm not like strong, it'll get me like choked, man. Like I'll play that shit, and I just like it's out of nowhere, bro. You just start to like feel this like ding in my chest. Like, oh my god, I can't listen to it, but it's my favorite song I've ever written in my whole life.
That's awesome. You don't hear a lot of people actually love their own music like that. Like really give yourself that feeling. Do you just go back through that whole process all at once when you hear it?
Yes, I go through that whole time period, man, and like what drove me to do that, what drove me to make that record. It was like such a cathartic like thing, man. Like with Get Over It, that was the first time I've ever been honest on a song. That was the first time I've ever been 100% honest on a record. Like told a real story that just happened, and told it in a way that didn't make myself look cool. And it was just like, I wasn't too cool. It was like, I told everybody, I was like, yeah, this, was really bad, and like I know other people have been really sad about things like this. So I'm gonna tell you guys, like you break at a certain point, and get over it is like the visual, is like the sonic representation of like breaking down for me. Like that's like,
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Man, and that track is a whole package too that you guys did.
Yeah, dude. Going back to that time period, it was like at a time when I was like moving out. I just had broken up with my girlfriend. I was moving out of our apartment, and like he broke up with his girlfriend, and we were
sad
like,
boys.
Bro, we were so sad. Oh my god. As much as we would like hate to admit it, like try to be like, yeah, bro, we're good, we're not sad. Dude, we were so fucking sad during this like period of time that we couldn't help. Every record we made was just like,
right.
I love you, bitch. I am gonna leave you, bitch. It was, every record was like that, but that was the one, man, where he was like, even we wrote that song together because we had both gone through like this very similar thing at the very same time, and that was it. And you know, to say it's the record that resonated with everybody, and it's
for sure.
You know, getting placements and getting picked up, and
get over it.
Get over it, man. Shit, you're gonna make me listen to that shit later in my room.
Bro.
How can we?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And
thank you.
It's cool again talking through all these tracks with you and ending on Get Over It, because it's pretty obvious that like you've really again put yourself in a position where you're gonna be honest about who you are, you're gonna be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's changed a lot for you since day one, like your songwriting? Obviously you're freestyling, but like if you're freestyling, to me, you're really from the heart.
Yes.
Because writing is from the head and freestyling to me is from the heart.
Absolutely. When you're freestyling, you're saying the first thing that's coming to your mind.
You're not even thinking.
No, it's a Freudian slip. It's like you don't.
Yeah.
It just happens. Like you're just gonna say what you're feeling without like this whole. If I'm writing this song, I'm gonna erase this line. This doesn't make me sound cool. I'm gonna write another line that makes me sound better. It's like when you're freestyling it, man. You're gonna say some things that you would put in a diary. You know, and you're gonna say some things that you would never say if you put a pen to a paper, because your heart speaks volumes, man. Like
it's true.
Your heart over the head, heart over mind all the time for me.
All the time.
And that's how I was doing it. But going back to like that authenticity that we were talking about, and like, you know, how my writing has changed. And that's kind of it, bro. It's like from the jump, I was writing records that made me sound like I was cool. I was writing records that made me look like the man, and like, you know, like, oh, I broke your heart. Oh, you know, it's like this is how we want to feel, but. You know, over the last 2.5 years, my songwriting, I've just started writing like I would write a journal entry.
Yeah.
And it's like, people like that more because they know I'm not lying. You know?
Yeah, and it's probably easier for you, too, to
a
certain extent, right? Like, I mean, you said the first track, Something About You, was about a made-up girl, right?
Exactly. You see it? Yeah. It was like, it's because at that point, it was like, I had nothing to write something about you about, so we had to like...
For sure, bro. I mean, you were 22 at that point?
21. Yeah,
bro.
Baby, man.
You just got some hair on your balls, bro.
Exactly, bro. The first 3 hairs just came out, so like, what the fuck do I know? So, yeah, dude. So I drew from where I could, and now it's like, dude, I have gained so much life experience. I've been held back, dude. I've had like, man, it was in like 2020, I got like the worst case of mono ever, and like
oh my god, did you?
Dude, I was like,
it was a tough year, bro.
Bro, I was bedridden for like 6 to 9 months, just like constantly in bed, and like I couldn't get out of bed, and then I had a surgery to remove my tonsils because they were obstructing my throat, dude. And then I hemorrhaged like 2 weeks later and bled out all crazy, and so I had to do like
holy fuck.
I couldn't sing for a long time. I had to relearn how to sing and teach myself how to use my new voice and like, you know, work with my chords and. And so it was all during that year, man. I got sick. And
what a fucking terrible year, dude. We're sitting here now, we can say that, but
seriously, man, it'll just like that's a journey. That looking back now, man, I'd be so proud of like sitting here in front of you right now. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
fuck, man,
that's crazy.
Mono's a really, I mean, wow.
Yeah, don't be kissing these random bitches. Don't be kissing them, man.
You stayed out the club your whole life. The next thing you know,
hey, don't be kissing those club. Don't be kissing them.
That's hilarious, man. Jesus. So, of course, I gotta ask you. Next steps. We're coming up on something. We were talking about this. You're about to be 25 years old. What can you tell us is coming for this year?
Well, I'm 25. I'm about to be 25. I'm getting old.
When's your birthday?
Next month, 25th.
What are we doing?
We're gonna tee up.
Okay.
Quarter Life Crisis project release listening event.
Oh,
You're gonna be
front
there.
row.
Jake, we're all gonna be there. Yes, we're all gonna be in this. It's gonna be sick, bro. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so man, next steps. I'm 25. I'm old now, so I gotta do.
Right.
I gotta come out with a mature project, some very real, and I'm working on this project called QLC. And
oh fuck, that's got a ring.
And it's just like, man, it's the truthful summary of my life the last 3 years. It's just like, I'm telling stories on there in the best way that I possibly can about the worst things ever and the best things ever.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it from a different sonic standpoint. I'm writing, the beats are different. I'm playing more guitar. It's sounding a little more alternative rock. That was my goal with QLC was like, you know, we had done the EDM, not the EDM, sorry, the hip-hop, pop-inflected stuff to what we're doing today, but I want to I was like falling in love with rock again. You know, I want to play live shows where like I have a full band and like I can perform these records and I have 2 guitarists. I'm on vocals and I have a drummer. And we're like just going like crazy on stage. You know, like no more pretty boy shit. Like we're trying to I'm trying to take it to that level that like when you combine the coolness of like these records and you combine like the rock scene, how cool that was. So I'm trying to make that a thing now with like QLC. And just making records that are more rock driven, and more like powerful and more fuck you and
cool.
Yeah, and because you know, Late to the Party is great, a lot of soft records on there, but this shit got some like steroids in it.
This is the next level for you.
Yes, this is my like the piece de resistance, man. When we finish this record, man, there's just some cuts on there that I hear them and I'm like, man, this sounds like some shit I heard in a dream that I like wanted to make. And like,
wow.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna play you some shit. We'll play some shit after this. I want to show you, but
wow.
Yeah, man. Quarter Life Crisis. We've been working on it since Late to the Party. We just came up with that name probably like a few months ago, I seriously think that this is something, man. I feel like we've embarked on something new here, and it feels different. And it gives me that same excitement I had when I was 18 and I was like in a band and I was playing like those shows. It gives me that, man, it gives me this like feeling hearing these records because I know I'm going to play them live and I'm going to play them live with a full band and we're going to be loud as shit and it's going to be like a rock show. And I want to bring that back too because nobody goes to, you know, these shows anymore. It's like everybody pops out on the weekend, rightfully so, but I want to bring that culture back. And I think with QLC, we're going to push this through the city, try to infect the city and be like, come to a show Friday. Come see my band. Come see Josh play. You know, and we're trying to start a movement, man. The QLC movement, you know.
You heard him, people. I'll fucking push. That sounds fun.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Because I think people are sick of, I mean, even though DJ and nightlife culture is I don't want to say reigning supreme right now, right?
It
but
is.
Like,
it's the shit.
You're seeing hip-hop, I don't want to say fade, but like house music is bigger than it's ever been right now, right?
Absolutely.
But people don't want to go to, like, you want to go to the club, it's not as cool as it used to be, right? Like, where music is at commercially, I think it's just electronic music.
Exactly, for like the musical standpoint.
Right, but you saying, let's go see a show, meaning a band, I got a little excited. No one's asked me to do that in a long fucking time, bro.
Man?
Yeah.
Same here, bro. I haven't seen like a band I like in so long. I haven't been to like a local show.
Where do I go see bands?
Exactly, bro. I used to go to Sub T. Used to go to like all these spots, and now
there are lots of great places in Chicago, but I don't know. No one's inviting me, and no one's playing.
Like, are there bands in Chicago still? I've never heard of another band.
I'm better off going to see I'm more likely to see blues, I would say, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. And that's just the culture thing, man. It's like I had so much fun at shows. I want people to be able to go to like my shows and like I'll play a great 45-minute set for them, and then afterward when they wanted to go to the club, they can still hear my records at the club after. Ooh. It's like I'm really trying to like infect every single avenue in the city because a wise man once told me, if you ain't hot in your city, you ain't hot. So
that's a fucking fact.
Yeah.
For all you people out there. It doesn't matter what fucking city you're into.
No, you got to be hot in your city before you're hot anywhere else. So
it's true.
QLC, my baby. We're gonna.
It's exciting shit, man.
Thank you, dude.
This has been a fucking awesome interview.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I want to link up with you for a while. I really respect what you do here.
Thank you.
Like I said, you're a pioneer in your field, man. So just keep killing shit, dude.
I'm trying.
We're in the same sphere too, so you know.
I'm having a good time with it though. You know, like I said, like this is fun as fuck for me.
It is, dude. It's like it's having a conversation with a friend, but a million other people get to see it.
Well, my fiance doesn't laugh at my jokes anymore. So.
I will.
Thank you. You guys laugh at my jokes?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Unless I make fun of myself, she laughs.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
Maybe I need to sit in a room with a candle with you guys.
You need to like have some sessions, bro. Come write some songs.
I'm down, baby. I'm down to come hang out.
Come in my basement, bro. We'll turn the lights off. We'll light a candle in the
bro.
middle of the
Come
room.
in my basement. We'll turn the lights off.
First of all, the come in my basement line, Jesus. But
Yo, I've only had 2 episodes this year, but that's the line of the year right now.
Come in my basement. I'll turn some lights off and some candles. It's just a typical Josh Arce session. That's what we do.
If this is your first time listening to this guy, it's every song.
If you're working with Josh, the lights are off. Just candles. That's just it.
Bring a condom, boys.
A few of them.
No, for real though, man. Cheers. Much love, much respect to you and what you're doing. I know that the journey of a singer is tough, but obviously you got a great team and a big support cast. I know the city's a big fan of you, man. So
thank you, brother.
Let's keep putting on for this guy.
Thank you. Really appreciate you, man. Shout out Sherman the Booth. Keep doing what you're doing, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.